Good evening, everyone. I'm getting ready to make another soup recipe. This time it is from the Unofficial Universal Theme Parks Cookbook, and I am going to make clam chowder inspired from The Simpsons. It is a cartoon slash land in Universal Studios. And sometimes I will show the recipe in the cookbooks because it's common. You can find it anywhere on the internet, but not with this one. I'm not showing it. If you really want the recipe, buy the book. I'm not sponsored. I bought this, and I'll link it down below if you want to buy it yourself. I really enjoy this book. There's lots of good recipes in it. The reason I'm not showing this clam chowder recipe is because I looked up a lot of clam chowder recipes trying to decide which one I wanted to do, and no two are like. Every single person's clam chowder recipe seems to be slightly different than everyone else's. So everyone has their own take on clam chowder. This recipe has celery, Yukon Gold potatoes, onion, butter, of course, because you're going to saute all that stuff together, heavy whipping cream, salt, pepper, thyme, clam juice, which I didn't know you could buy it separately, but you can, and then chopped clams. It needed 2 cans of chopped clams, 8 ounces each. Guess what? This is 6.5 ounces. I've never bought clams before, so I don't know if that's the standard, or if something tells me it used to be 8 ounces, and you know that wonderful thing we're all dealing with called shrinkflation, you can now only find 6.5 ounces. So we're taking a 6.5 ounce can, and then we found this whole baby clam can for 10 ounces, and we're just going to use those 2. The other thing it asked for was white salt. White pepper. Duh, salt is white. White pepper. And I'd never heard of white pepper before. And I'm not going out and trying to find it. I'm using my good old black pepper. But yeah, that's another first. Didn't know white pepper was a thing. So first step is chop up the onions, peel and chop up the potatoes, and chop up the celery, and get that all sauteing in the butter. And then once that's cooked for 5 to 10 minutes, then you add all the other ingredients. For like 5 to 10 minutes. So really, this is only a 20-minute recipe, which that means these potatoes aren't gonna, you need to chop and peel them. They're gonna be kind of firm because 20 minutes is probably not enough time to cook these potatoes down, but that's fine. I think you want a firm potato in a soup. You don't want it squishy. But besides the prep, doesn't look like this recipe is really gonna take that long at all. So let me get started on the prep, which is chopping the onion, chopping the potato, and celery. I got everything chopped up. I got the butter starting to warm up in my pan. And then once this butter is melted, I'm gonna saute this for 10 minutes. So this is the onion, celery, and potatoes. The potatoes, onions, and celery have been cooking for 10 minutes. Now I'm gonna add the flour. Oop, I'll try to even it out, but that's fine. So mix the flour around and cook that in for a minute. If you're not familiar with why we add flour to soups like this, it's just a thickening agent, but you want to definitely cook it for a minute before you add the rest of the ingredients because you don't want it to taste floury. All right, now I add the rest of the ingredients. Clam juice, chopped clams. It says include all the which makes sense because we're not adding any water. The baby clams, which it did say 2 cans of chopped clams. I was improvising with the baby clams because it was a better deal. And then the 1.5 cups of half and half. Mix that all together and then add our spices, which was salt, pepper, and thyme. Now we're going to bring this to a boil and then let it once it brings to a boil, simmer it for 5 to 10 minutes. Just, it says depending on how you like your potatoes. Like, you know, firm. All right, we're getting ready for a taste test. I like clam chowder. I don't order it out when we go out. My husband orders it all the time, so he's definitely more of an expert than me. So what do you think?
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
No, I mean, it's beautiful. So far, I haven't tried it yet. It's hot.
Oh my God, hot.
It's really good.
That's really good.
Really, really good.
I was a little worried because it's canned clams. Oh my God, it's hot. I don't know why I always eat this soup way too hot. It thickened up really nice. Potatoes, I cut them extra small because when I made potato soup, I cut the potatoes too big and it was hard to eat. So these potatoes, I cut pretty fine.
Oh, this is really good.
This is really good. This is really good. I wish I could show you. I'm surrounded by cats because they can smell the clams. It's not overpowering. The clam smell is not overpowering. I was kind of worried when I opened the cans it would be overwhelming, but it wasn't. And here's the clam. Let's try a canned clam right here.
They're not rubbery.
They're not rubbery at all.
I was expecting them to be rubbery because a lot of times you get soup out of the can and it's rubber.
Let's see, here's another one because it was a combination of chopped clam and baby clam.
Which is which?
I don't know.
Oh.
Don't know, Robert. Sorry. They're good. They're good canned clams. We're in the Midwest. That's what we got. I mean, we could have got fresh clams, don't get me wrong. But I was following the recipe exactly. So this is definitely one I would repeat again. And we got nosy cats. Nosy cats. Nutmeg, do you want some? I'm sorry. You already had dinner. No clam chowder for you. It was good. It's another recipe I will definitely make again.